Hello and welcome to today's video, which will hopefully blow your mind, or face, or hair. You get the point. In the next few minutes I'll guide you through the process of making a wind simulator for your favourite racing sim at a cost of around £100. So make yourselves at home whilst we roll that intro. Welcome back. After watching the instructional video by Boosted Media, link will be in the description below, I tried to make my own wind sim and came up with a couple of issues due to availability of components. So to help others, I've created this guide. Before I start, I need to cover the elephant in the room to hopefully prevent any complaints about realism of wind when racing. For me, I enjoy racing a range of cars, but usually tend to stick to open-top cars, with one of my favourites being a Caterham. I don't particularly mind the model. I usually enjoy jumping into VR and driving the Californian or Azure coast with an open-top car just as a way of relaxing. I do this in VR, and with a wind sim pointed at my face, it gives me a good sense of wind rushing through my hair. All perfect use cases for a wind sim. However, a wind sim can also be used as an excellent indicator of speed and felt by your senses, which could aid the sense of moving. I understand that if you are in an enclosed car with the windows closed, a wind sim might detract from the experience of some people. If you feel so strongly about it, then this is probably not for you. Or you could always point the wind sim alongside you or well over your head, and you'd be able to simulate the wind you'd experience when you stick your hand out of the window or the sunroof. Now moving on. The parts I would recommend for the sim are 2 fans rated for high airflow that are 12 volt DC powered. PWM fans unfortunately will not work. The fans I have here are 120mm fans and cost £22 from Amazon. Affiliate links can be found below in the description. The links won't cost you any more, but will support the channel as I try to increase and continue the videos and content. Thank you. These fans are capable of moving 200 cubic feet of air per minute up to 4000 RPM. It has a 4-pin Molex connector on the end, which will be cut off to make the wind sim. These fans are rated at 1.4 amps each, and they come included with fan grills. You may need an additional 2 fan grills to protect contact with both sides of the fan. You'll need an Arduino Uno Rev 3, which can be purchased for around £23. Then you can either use the Arduino Motor Shield Rev 3, or I would actually recommend the Cytron MD10 Motor Shield, which is around £25 including delivery. I'd recommend the Cytron over the Arduino, as when the Arduino starts providing over 2 amps, it reduces the voltage to 9 volts, so your fans won't reach their full potential if you're using the same fans as I am, or more powerful ones. The Cytron MD10 has 1 channel, but you can also use the Cytron MD10, which has 2 channels. I will be using the MD10, which is cheaper, doesn't require you to cut any traces on the board, is slightly easier to set up, and just means you have to connect both fans to the same channel. If you use the Arduino Motor Shield Rev 3 or the Cytron MD10, please follow the link in the description to a post of mine in the Simhub forum, where you can get further details about how to set those up. You will also need an AC to DC power supply, which is rated for an output voltage of 12 volts and can provide up to 3 amps. If you use more powerful fans, then you'll need a power supply which can provide more amps. The one I have here costs £10 from Amazon, and I've put the links again in the description. You will also need a USB Type A to USB Type B cable for data transfer and power to the Arduino Uno. These can be easily found, but for ease of use I've included a link to one on Amazon below. You may need some additional wire, heat shrink, wire connectors and a soldering iron, and wire cutters, crimpers, strippers, but watch the video to determine what will be needed for your build. In other tutorials it is recommended to get reducers, but these can be difficult to find. I did manage to get some reducers, and I then got some vent hose and pipes. However, when these were all connected, the vent pipe and reducers significantly reduced the airflow. The aim of using the vent pipe and reducers is to reduce the noise of the fans by moving them farther away. I would, however, recommend that you save your money by not getting these reducers and vent hose, and by keeping the fans close to you. You can then reduce the power to them in the software later if you do want to reduce the noise. First of all, take your fans and cut off the Molex connectors. Next, strip the ends, exposing about 1 centimetre of wire, preferably with a wire stripper, but it might be possible to do with other tools. Each fan will have 2 wires. One of the wires will have white lines along it. That wire is the negative neutral wire, whilst the other wire without the white lines is the positive. Now connect the Arduino Uno Rev 3 to the Cytron MD10 motor shield. If using MD10 single channel, take both the wires from both fans which have the white lines on and place both of them in and screw them securely into terminal A. Next, connect the other fan wires into terminal B. Following this, cut the connector off the end of your power supply, strip the wires and secure the black wire into the negative terminal, with the white wire then being secured into the positive terminal. Now plug in the power supply and plug in your USB cable to the Arduino Uno and your PC. You should now have a green light on the Arduino Uno and a green light lit on the Cytron motor shield. Download the Simhub software. The link can be found in the description. Once you have the software open, complete the following steps. On the left hand side, go to Arduino, then click My Hardware towards the top. Click on Single Arduino, then click on Open Arduino Setup tool. Towards the top right, select your board, Arduino Uno, and select the Arduino serial port that you are using. This will be the USB port. Tick the box that says I understand. On the left hand side under General, name this Arduino setup, then scroll down to Shake-It PWM outputs. Click the plus sign so it shows 1 for 1 channel. For PWM output 1 pin, select 3. Towards the top right, click Upload to Arduino. It will then run the process and complete. Go back to the main Simhub. Click on Shake-It Motors on the left hand side. At the top there should be 3 tabs. Make sure you are on the Effects Profile tab. Scroll down and enable speed. Move the volume slider to 100%. You can vary this later if you do want to reduce the noise. Just to the left of the speed heading, there is an arrow. Click it to expand it. I set the speed to manual and then effect low at 1 and effect high at 150 km per hour. With the 3 tabs at the top, go to Motors Output, enable Arduino motors and fans, and click the arrow to the left of this to expand it. Scroll down and turn on speed in channel 1. Towards the top right there is an output tuning. I set this to threshold at 20%. I use this 20% to determine the speed I would need to drive for the fans to start, as 20% of my 150 km per hour peak point is 30 km per hour. The minimum activation force for my fans, after some testing, was 30%. Go back to the Effects Profile tab, and under the Speed section at Live Effects, there should be a test button in the graph section. Click on that several times in quick succession and your fan should spin if it is successfully set up. On the left hand side, click on Games. Click on the game you want to use it in and it will install and update some files so it will work. Hopefully that should be it. To mount the fans, I initially used some string to hang them whilst testing, but then used some plywood, jigsaw and drill to make a fan surround and secured that to my monitor mount. When set up to test, launch your game and see if it works as expected. Then adjust the volume slider in the Effects Profile tab if you want to reduce the maximum fan speed or noise. Let me know if this guide has been useful in the comments below, and I hope you enjoy your wind/movement simulator. Thanks for watching.